Okay, so today let me show you what I'm doing over here so you can see all what I'm doing. The foot of my thing here is giving me problem. Alright, so I am going to be making, let's put this out here so you can see. Sorry guys. So I'm going to be making one of my national dish, ackee and salt fish. So over here I have the pot boiling. This pot I'm going to cook the saltfish in. Let's see if we can hold on. Let me put on my gloves. You have to protect your hand. If you want your hand to look good, you have to protect it. So when you're cooking or you're washing dishes and stuff like that, you have to make sure you protect your hands from drying out, from looking older than, you know. Alright, so over here I have my water boiling up, alright? So I have my plantain. I have my plantain over here. Alright, I have my plantain over here. See what I'm doing. I have my plantain over here. So let's get the bin for the trash. Alright, so I'm going to cut the plantain. I'm going to be making plantain and yam, ackee and saltfish. Alright, so I'm going to cut the plantain into 4 pieces. And I'm going to use some vinegar inside the pot because I don't want my bananas to be black. You know, when you, okay, so I put some vinegar inside of the pot. And I'm going to slit the banana, the plantain, down the side a little bit. Let you see what I'm doing, okay. Are you guys seeing? Hold on, let's turn it this way, okay. Probably can see me a bit better. Can you? Alright. So now, I'm going to put the plantain inside the pot. I have another plantain too, so I'm going to put the plantain inside the pot. I'm going to cut the plantain into 4 pieces. You don't have to be equal because we're not measuring anything. When you eat real food, it's better for you. Real food is better. So, we're cooking, alright? We're cooking together. If you know something, you can tell me. Alright, so now, that's the plantain in the pot right there. Hi, Katie. Oops. So let me put a little more water inside the pot. I am going to put a little Himalayan salt. Let's put a little Himalayan salt inside the pot, a little bit. Because I am not cooking the saltfish inside the pot. Hi, Cockpits. Hi. Hi, Annette, Sender. Hi, everyone. I'm putting just a little bit of salt inside the pot. Okay, a little bit. Alright. Let it boil. Let it boil a little bit. Alright, so I have my codfish. I have my codfish. I normally would have soaked my codfish, but I'm gonna cook it. That's all the salt comes out of it. And you're gonna see how I do it. Alright, so I'm gonna wash it. I'm gonna wash it. And I'm also going to be washing it with some vinegar. The vinegar will help to take out some of the salt from it. But you are going to see how I do it so all the salt is eliminated from the saltfish. So over here I have the pot on the stove. I put the saltfish in. Once the pot starts boiling, what are you? Oh, I'm making ackee and salt fish, Jamaican dish. So Jamaican national dish. Get the cover. Where is the cover? And also when you are making the saltfish, the codfish, you have to boil it in a big pot. Because when the saltfish start boiling, it will boil over the stove. So this is a big pot and I put a quarter of water. I put a quarter water inside of it. This is the wrong cover. I have the right cover here, so. Alright, so now I am going to be peeling my yam. So let's peel the yam. Let's put the trash down here. Let's peel the yam. Alright. Wow, this yam looks like this yam fell in the grocery store. Not from me, but probably from somebody else. And you have to hurry and put the yam in the pot because the yam will start getting yellow. And we don't want that, okay? We already had vinegar inside the pot. And we can also add a little bit of lemon juice. Also, you can add a little bit of coconut oil, whichever you want. But I add the three of them inside there. Because I want my food to be nice and clean. Because with anything like banana or plantain or potato, it will comes up and it makes the food dark. So we don't want that. We want it to look presentable. Alright, so now the two things that I have inside the pot is already in there. Guys, if you like what I'm doing, you know what to do. Can you become a black mother? Can you become my black mother? Who is that? Where do you want me to become your mother? But yes, I'm a mother for all. I'm a mother. So I can be a mother for everybody. That's fine. I could give you encouragement. Even if I have things I can give you. But right now I don't have it. Alright, so now I am going to be taking off. I am going to be I'll show you what I'm doing over here. Alright, so now let's put the camera, let's put it over here so you can see what I'm doing. I'm going to be throwing off the water of the saltfish. I'm going to be throwing the water off the codfish. And I'm going to add more water. So this is how I am going to get the codfish all nice and cook out like no salt inside of it. But there is another way to do your codfish. You can wash your codfish overnight and you can soak it with lemon or vinegar. But this wasn't something that I thought about doing. I just thought about making a video for you guys to show you how I make ackee and salt fish. So that is the reason for me doing it right now. Alright, so let's turn this back here so you can see what I am doing. So now I am going to be cutting my onion. So let's cut my onion. Let's turn the stove down. It's boiling. So let's turn the stove down. I really want to go to my bed early tonight because I have to go to work tomorrow. And I have to wake up at 5 a.m. I need to get some sleep because a couple of days ago I worked out too long for long hours and I'm really feeling it right now in my body. I didn't have my recovery, my current tea to take, so my body is not fully recovered. Alright, so now I'm going to be cutting my are you seeing? So now I'm going to be cutting my onion. When you are making ackee and salt fish, it is very good to have a lot of onion to put inside there. It gives it that flavor, that bursting flavor. And I don't eat black pepper all the time, but it's good to put some black pepper inside of it. It tastes better with the black pepper. Alright, so over here I have let me see. I never had Mother, it's nice to be. Oh, that is so good. All right. So now I have, this gives the pot some flavor. A lot of bursting flavor. All right. So let's check inside the pot. Do you see how the plantains are? Look, do you see how nice and clean they are? I think I need to put a little more water inside the pot. I need to put a little more water inside the pot. Alright. So now I am going to be cutting up some. So I have some green onions, and so I am going to cut the root from it. You can also plant the root. If you have a big yard or a garden, you can also plant the bottom part of the green onion, and you will get onion and you will get scallion. Because when you plant it, you will get the onion is going to be the big one here, and then you get the scallion. But we call it, back in our country, Jamaica, we call it scallion. Here in America, they call it green onions. I'm gonna have to cut the rest that I have in the fridge because I had one and I bought another one last week, and they have some bad leaves on them. Alright, so now let's bring this out here so you can see what I'm doing. So now let's cut up my onions, my green onions. They call it spring onions. Yeah, that's what they call it. Spring onions. The spring onions give it such flavor. When I tell you, it gives it such flavor. All right. So now the codfish is boiling. All right. So now I am going to, let's cut the ackee. Let's cut the ackee and wash it off. Alright, so now I'm going to cut the ackee. The ackee is right here. I'm going to cut it. So I'm going to, let me wash the top part of the ackee tin. You want to wash the top part of the ackee tin because you don't know how people handle stuff in the store. You don't know what is wrong with it. You don't know, so you have to wash it first. So I washed it. So now I am going to cut it. If I was in Jamaica, I would get the fresh ackee. But I don't have the fresh ackee here, so I have to just use what I have. I have to use what I have and be content with what I have. But I don't have the fresh ackee. Alright? If this thing, I am not accustomed to using cutter. To be honest with you, I am not accustomed to using cutter, but I am going to try. If it doesn't work, then I will resort in using my hand. Because I am a hands-on person. So if this thing doesn't work, I'm not using it. Actually, it might make it hurt. Alright, so let's wipe this off. So I'm going to be using this. So I yummy. Yeah, yummy, very yummy. So, and then I'm going to cut it like so. I'm used to cutting things with my hand. I'm used to using knife cutting stuff back in my country. So I will just use my hand. Oh, and look at the ackees. Look at the ackees in the tin. So what I do, I'm going to strain it off. Ow. My finger hurts. Ah, I hit my finger. So I'm going to strain off the water. Oh my God. I'm going to strain off the water. And here is the water. Oh my God, my hand is hurting me so bad. Ah. So I'm going to run the water. I'm going to look if it has a little black thing on it. The thing inside the ackee, if you have to make sure you know how to buy ackee, because some people, they hit the ackee and open the ackee and the ackee can be poisoned. So if you are buying ackee, it's better to buy ackee from a credible source. Because the thing inside the ackee has something inside of it that you have to take out. And if they open the ackee by themselves without it opening, if they open the ackee and the ackee is not ready to open, it can poison. Alright? So I'm washing off the ackee. So I wash off the ackee right here and I strain it, make sure the water comes out from the ackee. I'm going to put it here. Alright? And you can see the the food is already cooked. You see how nice and pretty it is? It's already cooked. Alright, so let's turn the stove down. What I'm going to be doing, I'm going to throw off the water from this pot here, and I'm going to catch some more water. So let's put this over here. Put this on low. And let's go ahead and put the saltfish back on the stove. And let me show you how the saltfish is. So this is how the saltfish looks right now. You see how much time I'm boiling it? Because I didn't soak it and I don't want it to be salty. So that is why I'm boiling it out every time I'm throwing off the water. And then let's add some lemon juice inside of it. And add some more vinegar. Let's add some more vinegar in there. Okie dokie. So alright, let me dry my hands. Pull my clothes down a bit. Let's wipe off the pot. You have to just clean as I go. Like to clean as I go. Clean as I go. Alright, so now let's move this pot over here. Let me let you see what I'm doing so you can see what I'm doing. Alright? So I'm going to move this pot over here. I'm going to let's put this pot to the back here. And that is off. So now, this is my pot that I'm going to be using to cook the ackee and the salt fish. Alright. So I'm heating the pot up. Let's check if any water inside the pot. Let's check if any water inside there. Alright, so now I'm going to be using, when you are making ackee and saltfish, they use a lot of oil in ackee and saltfish, to be honest with you. But I'm trying to use as less as possible. And I have another oil. Since this is a stir fry oil, organic sesame seed oil, I'm going to be using this. I have never used it in ackee and saltfish, but I think it will be good. So let's use a little bit. That looks like about 4 spoonfuls. Or probably 3. Alright? So as it is heating up, I am going to, you can try it if it's hot. It's not hot. When it's hot, you are going to hear the frying. Alright? I have some garlic. I have garlic powder. I have a little ginger. I'm going to put it in there. And onion powder. So now you can hear it frying up. You hear it? It's frying up. I'm going to put the onions and stuff inside of it. Onion, the spring onions, and the thyme. Alright? And I'm going to let it fry up. I am not going to, I have a little black pepper. So I just bought this black pepper. Thank you guys for watching. Alright, so now you're going to take off the top. It has a lock. You see, so first time buying this has a lock. I don't know. Oh my god, did I break something? I don't know if I break something. I don't know if I break something, guys. I hope I don't break anything. You see how they're making these things so sophisticated? I don't even know if I did anything wrong. But let's see. I don't know, probably I did something wrong. Probably I break something from. I don't know. This. I don't know. I don't know what is this thing. I have no idea. I have no idea, guys. See? I have no idea what this thing is. Okay. Coarse. Okay. It's telling you where to go if you want coarse. So I have to probably put this back on there. So it tells you if you want coarse, if you want. I don't know. It's coming out, guys. It's coming out. Hold on. It's coming out. So if I want coarse, if I want refined, alright, so now I'm stirring the pot. It's frying up, it's frying up. So let's put a little, that one is not open yet. So I'm using garlic. I'm not using no seasoning with any salt because the saltfish is salt, and because I didn't soak it out, I have to test it and make sure it is not salt, because I don't play with salt and I don't play with sugar. Because salt and sugar is the most dangerous thing you can ever eat. So this one was not open, so this is garlic. Okay, so let's see if this one is open. And this one is new also. Okay, so let's see if any is over here. I'm not sure. Put these back in place. Okay, I have a little onion powder. And these are free of salt, no salt. Alrighty, so now let me check on my codfish. Let me check on my saltfish and see what is going on here. Let me check on the saltfish. See what's going on. So this is the saltfish right here. Wash it out really good to make sure there is no salt inside of it. We don't play the salt game, okay? Salt is dangerous for our health. So now we have the codfish over here. Let me let you guys see what I'm doing. So I have the codfish over here. I probably leave a little piece of the codfish for another meal without the ackee. Let's take off a piece of the saltfish and put it away for probably another. So this is how the saltfish is right here, guys. So what you're going to do, we call it pick up the saltfish. That's what we call it in Jamaica. We're going to pick up the saltfish. This saltfish doesn't have no bone. This is not the real authentic saltfish, to be honest with you. The real authentic saltfish has a lot of bones, but it's more expensive. This would cost me about $20 if I was to buy it. Okay? So I throw the ackee in here. And I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to wash the saltfish again. We don't want to eat a lot of salt. So we're washing the saltfish again. Do you guys see how much time I wash the saltfish? A lot of times. And I taste it. I make sure it's not salty. And then I'm not going to put no salt inside the pot. Nothing with salt is going inside the pot. Because we don't play with salt over here, or you don't play with food. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead again and I'm going to add this one is not easy. You can also add spice inside of it. You can also add a little spice, like pepper, cayenne pepper. Then add a little. I don't have any hot pepper, so I'm going to add a little bit of cayenne pepper. Just a little bit. And make sure you keep your cayenne pepper inside your fridge. Alright? Alright, so let it stay there and simmer just a couple seconds. So now what I'm going to be doing, I'm going to strain the water from the pot. Ooh, alright. So now I'm going to add the saltfish. This is the codfish now. I'm adding the codfish inside the pot. No, the ackee. I'm sorry guys, the ackee. When you add the ackee inside the pot, it's good for you to use a fork or a spatula, because you don't want the ackee to be mashed out like with a spoon. So it's better for you to use a spatula or use a fork. I don't like when ackee is like mashed out and mushy. I don't like that. I have a big piece fork. Let's use the fork. I'm going to go back in again. I'm going to add a little bit of cayenne pepper. A little bit of onion powder, a little bit more black pepper. But if you are a man, just be careful of black pepper. Black pepper is not good for me. So I'm going to cover it for a little bit. So let's cover it for a little bit so it can saute. I'm turn that down, and you're going to wipe. I like to just clean as I go. Clean as I go. Alright, it's almost 9 o'clock. I have some more onions I'm going to put inside the pot. These onions I cut from last week. So I'm going to be cutting some fresh onions. So I'm just going to use up these onions right now before they get spoiled. So let's use up these onions. Let the pot stay there and cook. Right now I'm going to share the food and show you how it looks. Okay. And now, the moment of truth that you have been waiting on. You see how pretty the yam is? Look how pretty it is. I'm not going to eat so much. It's late. I'm going to eat like... Look how pretty the plantain is. You see how pretty it is? Let's wipe the plate off. And we want the food to look good on the plate. We want it to look presentable. We can take a little piece more yam. Alright, and this is how it looks on the plate. Look at it. Alright. And now, the moment of truth. How much? Let's try this out. You can also put some sweet pepper inside there, bell pepper, and that good stuff. But I have a lot of onion inside here. A lot of onions. A lot of onions is inside the pot. Alright, so now the moment of truth that I have been waiting, and I now look at my ackee and salt fish. It's ready to eat. So yummy. When the saltfish hit your taste bud, and then you're gonna have a piece of plantain. This is real food, real organic. So guys, you have seen right in front of your eyes how I make my ackee and my saltfish. I hope that one day I will get some fresh ackee from scratch to pick it and boil it and show you how I do it. But guys, until then, if you want to give this a try, give it a try. It is so worth it. Mm. Mm. Just take off my gloves and I'm gonna eat. But guys, I thank you all for watching. Until then, guys, if this is something that you like, you know what to do. Go ahead and do the due diligence. I love you guys all for watching. Bye.